Hey everybody, I'm going to take you through the instructions on our 2-day thermal imaging lab. So day one, you are to read the introduction. Okay, so actually, sorry, before that, you need to do the pre-lab. So complete the pre-lab, click on the link below. It's going to take you to this link. So you are going to answer these 3 questions, submit. There you go, super easy, 6 points for you. Then you're going to go down this next slide, read intro. Well, this is your intro, okay? You're going to read through this. I've already put some of this information in the lecture that you should have already watched about that slideshow, but make sure that you go ahead and read back through this again. It's only this one page. After that, you're going to look at the day 1 images and predict the warmest and coolest spots on the image. So here, thermal imaging lab day 1, you see a few images of just random places and things. What you need to do is look at this image. So this, for instance, is image 1. And you're going to predict, where do you think the warmest spot is on this image? And where do you think the coldest spot is on this image? So for instance, if you think the warmest spot is on one of these bricks, you're going to go to your data table, image 1. What is your predicted coolest spot and your predicted warmest spot? So if I just said, I think the warmest spot is going to be one of the bricks, then here I would type brick wall, okay, for instance. If I think the coolest spot is maybe on one of the trees or maybe on this chimney, or maybe on the roof, then I'm going to type that in here. You need to do only these 2 columns on day 1. Okay, so you only need to look at these images for day 1. You're going to do that for all of them. So, let's look at this one. So, where do you think the warmest spot is? Do you think it's on the tree? Do you think it's on the sidewalk? Do you think it's in the sun? Do you think it's in the shade? Where do you think that is? And then where do you think the coolest spot is? Make sure that you fill out these entire 2 columns before you move on. You only have to do that for day 1. Okay. So then day 2, you're going to look at the thermal images on day 2. All right, so I'm going to show you those as well. So here is day 1 image, but here is the thermal image that you're going to want to look at. So for instance, each one of these is going to have the original picture and then its thermal twin right after it. You're going to look at this ruler right here on the side. It shows you the darkest is going to be the coolest spot and the warmest are going to be the brightest. So you see this nice bright white band. Well, if you have a hard time figuring out what that is, well, it's right here. It's right at the very top of the brick. So if you notice, the brick wall is absolutely the warmest spot in this image. The sky technically is the coolest, but we're going to not include the sky in our data. So the next coolest, it looks like, is probably going to be the trees. So you're going to go back to your data table. Image 1, well, the warmest spot was the wall, but you also need to include a temperature reading. So go back here. So see how it's like this bright white color? It's almost 146 degrees. I'd call that maybe 145 degrees. So in here, you're going to do 145 capital F for degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, so that's how you're going to fill out this column as well. All right. When you're done, you're going to analyze, were your predictions correct or not? You're going to fill out our discussion board that is linked on our schedule. So on our schedule, so day 2 image discussion board, if you're in first period, you're going to click here. If you're in second period, you're going to click here. It's going to take you to our lab discussion board. Your correct guesses, I want you to list the number of the images. So image 1, 2, 8, and 10, you got correct. And images 4, 6, and 7, you got incorrect. Make sure you put your name in there as well. I just want to see which ones you got correct and which ones were a little bit tricky for you. Okay? So after that, you are done with your thermal image lab. If you have any questions, please let me know. Sorry, I'm trying to get back. Here's our schedule. Sorry. So like I said, you have Tuesday and Wednesday to work on this. These all are going to be due on Friday. Okay? Have a good day.